Hello, this is another video related to the Lion War mod, but this is a different video in a sense. While the Lion War mod is just additional content made to the vanilla experience, bringing most of the content from the War of the Lion version, there has been very little to no liberties on the mechanics, the changes on the mechanics. When the team could get as close as possible to the War of the Lions stuff, they try to do so, except for things that they felt that didn't work properly or that they would require so much effort in working through finding a code to work that it was not worth the effort, like uh, putting Anya Knight in the game or finding a way to slot the multiplayer items. Those are things that are so complicated in the original code of the game that would make the project take even more longer than it already had to reach the point that we are right now. But since it's a lot of people was already familiar with the game, there has been a lot of upgrades in the community of hacks available to the game that could make the playing experience a little better. And Xifanie, which is one of the mod authors from the Lion War mod and is also the owner of the Final Fantasy Tactics website, made a specific mod to improve your play experience of the Lion War mod. It doesn't change drastically a lot of stuff, but it just makes the whole playing experience much better. I will show you a few of those features as I can in a single capture, because I can't edit those videos currently in my current setup, but it may work as a brief summary of what you can do using the Lion War mod quality of life pack. Okay, so the first detail that you can check right now is when I start the game, after the cutscene, it starts straight on the continue option instead of as in the vanilla that starts in the new game. It's a simple feature. Another change is when I select the file that I want to load, it goes straight to load, and then say it's the same method as for saving. It goes straight to yes. Just save you a couple of clicks. But what else the mod does? One of the features that sometimes it's annoying for players that don't bring maintenance is that fighting some specific units like Meliado or in certain rendezvous, if you're not equipped with maintenance, you can lose your rare items, which takes a bit of extra time to grind or to farm with the rendezvous or in the deep dungeon. So if you had some items stolen or sold or broken, you can just equip a poach in your unit, and you can, or in this case, the secret hunt in this version, because it's using the original translation, and you can buy back any items that have been stolen or broken by the enemy units. And there may have some small issues with guest units, but I'm not sure how exactly those apply in the Lion War mod exactly. But at most, you get some extra extra stocks of units that you had for guests as for a short period of time in your team. Another small change related to the first shop is that you get 50% increase for the poachable items. So when you poach an item, you have two tables, the common items and the rare items. Now, usually in the vanilla, you had like 25 or 11% chance of getting the rare item. Instead, now is half and half. Most of the times, if you are trying to farm those rare items and you are just playing by yourself, don't bother about save stating. You can save state and have to take less attempts to farm the item that you're looking for. Another change related to the finding items specifically is that you can, when you're looking for items in the move find items, only your units can trigger a move find item, so you don't have to worry about the enemy team getting an item. And also, you always get the rare option. That makes the traveling through Deep Dungeon much less troublesome, since you don't need to worry about saving stating for a lot of times to farm all the items. And the same applies for the Zodiac Spear and the Zodiac Scution that you can get from the Nelveska Temple fight when you recruit, when you turn Rays into human. And more features that has been added. Another feature that is kind of interesting is that when you just press R and L, the right click and the left one, you just move the units, and you have some specific options to sort your units, like for HP and MP and CT. If you change to the CT, you can actually change your units number. There is a small number right here in the units that shows where is their unit number is placed in your formation. So if I am in like the CT one and I press L1, Lavian now is my unit number 3. And if I press Alicia, now is number 4. And if I press L1, now Alicia is number 3 and Lavian is number 4. So you can rearrange your formation in a way that you prefer. And it's only limited to the CT options, so you still can use the L1 and R1 options to move through your units if you want to. So you don't lose the utility. Another improvement on the quality of life mod is that you can equip change. That is a major feature from Ashley Riot, one of the special units you can recruit. Doesn't consume actions if you use it with just to change the equipments. So that makes Ashley much more flexible unit in this case. So like if I prefer to put some Excalibur in him just to get the extra speed in the beginning of the game, so I can just start a fight. Let me just change back my Ramza here for a second. So I can just start a fight with the Excalibur, or if I prefer a ranged weapon for Ashley, and I just swap for something more useful. So let us just do a basic rendezvous like Chocobo defense, to not spoil so much stuff for people who never played the mod. And here I will also show you one of the additional features. Like I choose in Ramza and Ashley and Orlando. No, Orlando not. Let's just put Agria's motherfucking Oaks. Okay, so usually when I press start, I go to my second formation. If I press start with quality of mod, I can just deploy my first team. I don't need a second team. Usually in vanilla, you only can deploy a single team if you only have Ramza in your formation. In this case, you can deploy just a single team if you prefer to. And here now, in combat, I will show you an additional feature. And if you didn't notice, the text speed from the thief shows pretty fast. And that is because the mod also includes the cross skip feature. Cross skip just means that you can hold your X key at any dialogue and it will speed up as if you were fast forwarding it, like in the most emulators features have. And there is also a few animations sometimes in some events that may stop if you don't press the circle. So you just need to be aware about that, like something like when Mustadia shows his gun for the first time in some cutscenes around those times. If you see a cutscene stuck while you're holding X, just release the button and press circle for a couple moments, and it will probably move forward the stick. Okay, so let's choose one of the major features of quality of life that should have been in vanilla tactics, but is not. And now you can add not only with the quality of life, but in any mod, in modded versions you're playing with, or even just straight up vanilla. But at this point in life, if you're not playing the Lion War mod and playing straight vanilla, I don't know what's wrong with you. So when you hold square in the original game, it will just flash the allies and enemy units. So blues are allies, reds are enemies, right? With quality of life mod, if I am on Ranza in this case and I hold square, it will show enemy unit compatibility. Since my Ranza is using a specific zodiac sign, it doesn't show any. But Ashley, as an example, is a Taurus. So if I hold square, it will show the yellow compatibility. That is the Chocobo Latinos that has... Let me just check here. His zodiac sign is Leo, which is bad for Taurus. This is why Ashley is shining with this yellow reddish color. This is Squire, as an example, has Aquarius that is bad with Taurus. This is why they are shining this specific color. Let me see if they have an example here that we have greens. Greens are Capricorn. Capricorn is good with Taurus, so this is why they shine green. There is also a color for best and worst compatibility if they have available, so that can help you planning like which units are better for attacking that unit that will deal more damage, or which units probably will tank better some certain attacks since they get reduced damage from bad compatibility targets. So just makes the whole Zodiac system that is quite difficult sometimes to handle, or for most players they actually just ignore it completely, just way more useful, since you can just check with a single press of a button. So let us just show now the feature about the equip change in a second, okay? Don't mind some things happening in the game, because I'm using my, I think, first or second time that I've beaten the game, so my units are pretty broken and with best skills and best gear available. So it's a treat for those who never seen Shiriraden being used due to the fact that you get so few of them in vanilla gameplay. Hey, it's Kokojo. Shout out to one of the great authors from Call of Power. If you didn't play Call of Power, you should. It's a great story mod. It's an oldie, but it's definitely a goodie. My actually is a little bit on lower level than my most used units. Took a little bit. So okay, Ashley has a special innate skill in vanilla, the Lion War mod, that is that he has equip change. So as you guys seen, I had equipped Ashley with the Excalibur, so he could use the break arts based on Night Swords. But if I go and change his equip for, let's see, let's put him with a gun, because guns are nice. Okay, let's put like a blast gun. In vanilla tactics, I would lose my act option, and I would just be reduced to either move or wait. With the Lion War mod quality of life pack, I can change either my left hand or my right hand without losing my action. So I can still go and attack any unit I want, or use one of the skills available for the unit, in this case, like Ashley, that can use his special skills. Okay, and so that's it. Let me just reset the game, and I will show you another one of the features from the mod that is about making easier some content. And while I say making easier, is not breaking the game in any specific capacity. And so usually, let me see if I have save here. No, okay. So usually you can only send the generic units on propositions. With the quality of life, you can send any units you have in propositions that are not monsters. So you can send Rays or Beowulf or Agrias in a proposition, and they can gain JP. So that makes keeping those extra generics that you keep in your roster just to soak JP and get the treasures and the unexplored maps to use on the Depths of Moran feature. You can just use your special units instead and make grinding less tedious in that aspect. Another feature that's also very heavily used in most mods is that the one that we call smart encounters. If I move to any spot that in the map that is not a specific event spot, or if it's a town or a castle or something, I won't find any random encounter at all. I can move straight through the whole map when I'm grinding propositions, and I would just move without any issues. And if I move specifically to a green spot, I will get an encounter. So it just allows you to choose when you want to have a random encounter happening. And this is such a great feature, including this with the cross skip, that Xifanie also provided a link for those who just want those two single features as a small, very quick patch to apply. Just cross skip and smart encounters that you can apply to most mods without major conflict issues. And there is another feature in this mod I will try to show you, and that is you don't lose your units. Like as an example, if a unit gets to the 0 counter in vanilla tactics, that unit will be lost forever. It will become a crystal or a treasure, and you will lose the unit. In this case, Xifanie created a death count terminator. When a unit reaches the 0 counter, they will become a special unit like Tita and Alma in those special cutscenes, where they are no longer targetable to be resurrected, but you don't lose the unit. So in this case, I don't need to bother in raising my unit because I won't lose it. I will just try to show you how they would look with the 0 counter. I'm gonna use a fast forward feature from the emulator I'm playing through, so just makes things a bit faster to go. and that just makes a little bit easier for players who don't want to bother with the whole rushing through resurrecting a light unit in this case. So you can just focus in the combat instead. So there is also an important detail about the quality of life mod is that Xifanie made all these hacks that we call SASMs, sorry, as included in the pack that you use to download the mod. So you can pick and choose and build the Lion War mod version with the resources available in the Lion War mod page, and select the features that you think are more appropriate to your playstyle or to the mod that maybe you are building. Like you say, oh, I just prefer that my units just die, or I prefer to not have special units looking for propositions. I just want to find the rare items more easily. You can change any feature that you would like and still play with the features that you prefer. There was a feature that was used in a previous version that unfortunately is not available, and maybe it will return in a feature that is very interesting for those of us who play in New Game Plus runs. That is an event skipper that allows you to just press a button, usually was the start button, to skip completely an event. And that would allow you to keep cutscenes, which would be pretty cool and pretty nice. But unfortunately, it had some issues with the Depths of Muran feature. For those who don't know, is the post-game content feature available, and with the treasure wheel. It would effectively break the treasure wheel. So until Xifanie is healthy enough to work up again in the quality of life mod, this feature will not be available in latest patches. One thing that you must have noticed is that I could get the treasure and I can get this crystal, but this red dragon was a gas unit in my team. Once he reached 0 counter, he automatically became one safe unit, so he won't die. I will just wait for the counter for Lavian to reset so you guys can check how it works in a playable unit. So here, I can just check how status of Lavian is. There may be some noises from the flicker of the controller I'm playing through. Although I play in my mobile device, I use a Bluetooth controller. And here we are. So okay, here, Alicia is a dead unit with all those hidden status. So I can just be sure I won't lose my unit. And let us just kill this dragon and be done with it. So here we are. These are the major features from the quality of life mod, and they definitely improve a lot of the gameplay experience for those who have been playing the game for a long time. But I understand if you are some kind of purist that prefers to play the vanilla as intended, even if you're playing the Lion War mod, and not wanting to use it. But since it's a little bit not as not as divulged, not many people know about this feature, this pack. I decided to make this short, which is not that short, video, just showing a small, quick highlight, and I will also be posting a very smart, a very short, uh, detailed version in probably on Reddit, so you guys can read up and see in written form some of the details and features about this mod. Okay, thank you for watching once again one of my videos. Sorry all the times for the difficulty sometimes about the pronunciation. The English is not my main language at any way. So Anyway, as I said before, my playthrough series will be coming soon, and planning to start the year with my playthrough series from the Lion mod, so you guys can check it out and follow my channel to see me playing through the game with some commentaries as well. Okay, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video, and take care.